I've got some aged parents I don't go near because I don't want them to get ill. So whatever you might think about the virus, we're just trying to be careful. So first off, be safe, everyone. We have Be Epic. I want to talk about being safe, right? So be safe. It's a pleasure to be with you guys this evening. I'm broadcasting from my basement in Salt Lake City, Utah. I've got my kids at home, so I put together a makeshift office, and there's nowhere I'd rather be here than tonight with all of you. A little bit about my background. I'm going to make this really brief. I've been around the industry for a long time. One of the more interesting things I've done has been a professional witness. I've gone in cases with big companies and MLM slugging it out in federal court. And I'm telling you, it's quite an experience. You know, I've basically seen it all. When I got involved with Be Epic about 8 months ago, it was unexpected. And one of the first things that I did after I got product came to my house, I noticed a couple of things. One, it didn't come in an incredibly packaged box. And number two, I wasn't having like an Apple-like experience opening up my packaging. But when I took out the actual box and took a look at it, I thought, wow, this is a really cool product. It seems kind of, you know, almost, honestly, almost a little underwhelming. I really did not understand the power of Accelerate and Elevate. One of the first things that I did is I went and I did my research. So I'm going to look for it here. It's actually not right here in front of me, but I did research on the products, and I investigated every single ingredient, every single trace mineral, every single vitamin, every single fruit, every single vegetable, every single adaptogen. I went through everything, and I was just amazed. On Elevate alone, I had 4 pages of notes, and I took a look at that. I took a look at what was in it, and I hadn't tried it at that point. I just wanted to know what was in it before I put it into my body. And wow, I was absolutely amazed. The same thing can be said with Accelerate, the purple and the white pill. I'm a skeptic, guys. Like many of you who are on the phone tonight, many of you are leaders. You've been in this vertical for many years. And if you have been and you've made good money, you have a following. And as a result, you will get products sent to you all the time, like I do, like you do. And we're just used to getting products, right? So really took a look at the ingredients, gave it a try. And I'll tell you, the very first day that I tried it, I knew at about 4 in the afternoon that the product was working. I felt sustained energy. I felt a clarity of mind. But I've gotten to the point in my life, right? I like to take a little nap, you know, every now and then. I don't lie, I enjoy it. It's really hard to do with a corporate job, which is one of the reasons why I made the transition, okay? But I like to take my naps sometimes, and I didn't have to take a nap. In fact, the next 2 times that I tried the product, which was the day after the first day, the 3rd day and the 4th day, I just felt the energy. And quite honestly, as I went through with Dan and we looked at the marketing, the website that you see is a new website. You know, it's only been up for about 2.5 months, okay? All the copy that we did, all the packaging that we went over, thank you, Jay. Jay's got it up there, I love it. All the packaging that we did, the recognition, the scripts, the videos, all of those things are relatively new, okay? They didn't exist a few months ago, but what we wanted to do is create tools. And as I helped create these tools, I said to myself often, imagine what's going to happen when leaders in the industry, especially in the United States, especially in the UK, especially in Europe, Australia, all those markets, when they see what we're doing, they're going to be really, really excited. Be Epic is a very unique company. So what ended up happening is, as you guys know, we're a 3-year-old company. We launched in 2016, but because our main leadership was in Europe, that's where we focused. Europe, because our main ship was actually in Russia, that's where we focused. And if any of you know about the Russian market, it's on the other side of the world. It's very hard to ship products there because the postal codes are kind of weird, and it's really difficult to pay people there. So over the next 3 years, we really perfected our process of being able to support a very large team in a very remote market. And what does that mean for you tonight? It means that we have products that we can ship anywhere in the world. We can pay virtually anywhere in the world, and our products are compliant. We've reformulated for the new markets we're going into, but we've really cut our teeth in that most difficult market, paving the way for an incredible opportunity for all of you who are on the call tonight. So with that being said, I took a look at it, and long story short, I knew I wanted to be in the field. So I talked to Dan, the owner, about 3.5 weeks ago about coming into the field. All the systems are in place. We now have a customer service center. We did it before. We used to have tickets. You have to fill in your ticket online. Okay, guys, everything's in place for you to succeed. And the amount of people that have been joining your team, James, is a testament to the job that we've been able to do, but more so it's a testament to your hard work, to the dedication of your team. We've got some really special guests on the call tonight. So without further ado, I'm going to move down the list. We'll have some fun. I want to bring on Doug Ware. Doug, are you there today? Are you with us?
Hey, buddy. How are you?
I'm doing great. So Doug, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it really short and simple with you. Thanks for joining us. Will you tell us a little bit about your product experience? And then after that, I want you to go in kind of, I know you've been tearing it up. I've seen how many people you're bringing on and your efforts and just amazing things that you're doing. Can you talk about your product experience? Then maybe talk a little bit about the business and how that's going for you.
Well, thanks for having me on. The product experience has been pretty amazing. I'm surprised that, you get this box in the mail and you take it for the first time, and it's pretty amazing the way I felt that first day. And it kind of blew my mind, to be honest with you. So obviously the energy is great with this. It's a great pill. But what happens with this pill, I think, is my favorite benefit. I mean, I'm a guy that couldn't ever hardly get into REM sleep, and I've been pegging the REM on my sleep, and it just is amazing. I had 2.5 hours of REM sleep last night, and I had dreams that there's some weird stuff going on in my head. I haven't dreamed for a long time, so I'm really, really excited about the product. And and then the business side of it is pretty fabulous. I mean, to have a comp plan that pays you 6 different ways and you get paid 50% commission on the front end, I mean, it's unbelievable. And a little background on me, we're self-employed. We have a paint booth. We paint for commercial lumber yards. And let's be honest, with everything going on, that business is way down right now. And between Mindy and I, we made $540 in the first week we're in this company. And believe me, that $540 was really important. And I'm grateful that I stumbled onto this, and I can't wait to share it with the world.
Hey, Carl, you're muted, bud.
There you go. Sorry, I got off mute. Doug, I want to do a follow-up question with you. You talk about REM sleep. I know that I've been able to track my REM sleep. I actually wear a Fitbit when I go to bed. And when I take the white capsule, it's amazing because my Fitbit tracks how long I'm in REM, okay? So if you guys are in REM, that's like when you're way out in outer space, that's when really all the vivid dream starts happening. And I've been able to look at my REM sleep, and I've been able to see like 3 to 3.5 hours, sometimes 4 hours a night. And I can track it on my Fitbit when I take this white pill, the sleep product. So I'm sure you've noticed something similar about that. Can you tell us the difference between building Be Epic and other companies that you've been involved with, as far as simplicity, as far as duplication?
Well, I think the biggest thing is all the systems and tools that James has created. I mean, to walk into a company like this that's this new and have everything, all the resources, all the groups, everything we need is right there. And there's multiple levels to come in. You can come in without a big pack. You don't have to spend hundreds or thousands of dollars to come in. It's $89 or $49 or $14.95 or free. It's just, I mean, people can't say no to one of those levels, and it's just mind-boggling to me. It's like I keep pinching myself or thinking I'm going to wake up from a dream, and it's like everything we've ever wanted in a company, and it's right here. So I'm excited.
Thanks, Doug. And that was one of the things that was really important to us, was duplication, creating systems that were so easy that people who didn't need a degree. And sometimes when you get involved in different home-based businesses, there's a lot to learn. And they say, well, slow down before you speed up. We've all heard that term. But in Be Epic, we didn't want to do that. We wanted you to be able to go right from the drop. And I've got another couple of special guests on, but I'm going to introduce another very special guest in a few minutes, a little bit later in our Zoom call tonight, who's been able to do just that. He came right in, 2 guns blazing. He went out and he started recruiting, and he's going to talk about the simplicity of our system. And again, what we have is really what everyone's looking for. So thanks a lot, Doug. Thanks for sharing that, your product experiences. So very important, because the product, guys, is the most important part of our comp plan. It's the most important part of what we do. I'm going to move on. This morning I got a video sent to me, and James got it as well. And we posted the video in our Epic Be Your Best Life Facebook page. If you guys aren't familiar with that Facebook page, we're gonna have James on in just a little bit to talk about the page and how it works in building the business. The video is by Dr. Adam Bender, okay? Dr. Adam Bender. And I'm gonna introduce him in just a second. If you've had a chance to be on the page and listen to his video, it's about 10 minutes long. It's absolutely incredible. I was watching it this morning and I thought, this is exactly what we need, a health professional that comes in on our team that's gonna be able to provide information for us to talk about the products in detail. So I've got his bio. It got sent to me. It's a little bit long, but I'm gonna go through it because it's really good bio, okay? So Dr. Adams, I'm gonna read your bio, so you've gotta be as good as your bio, okay? Just gonna tell you. So let me go ahead and read that. Dr. Adam Bender is a prominent in Kansas City's health and wellness community and is a pioneer in the progression of regenerative medicine. He's a former college athlete turned professional trainer who always had a passion to bring health in life for those around him. Dr. Adam is a co-founder and chief marketing officer for Regenerative Treatment Centers in Lakewood. He's known as one of Kansas City's leading authorities when it comes to regenerative medicine. Before entering the regenerative medicine field, Dr. Adam was a co-owner of a successful multidisciplinary health and wellness facility in Lakewood, Kansas. Dr. Adam spends his time working as a patient advocate in the house, ensuring patients have the best experience possible, as well as educating the local community on the wonders of regenerative medicine. Dr. Bender also advises physicians across the country on how to implement regenerative therapies into their clinics. He's been featured as one of the co-hosts on Kansas' fastest growing health and wellness radio shows on KMBZ as a published author and in magazines as well, on Action 41 news television stations, news stations, a former Olympic lifter. Wow, that really excites me. I love Olympic lifting. I'm gonna ask you what your clean and jerk is, Dr. Adams, just so you know, coming up. And he understands what it means to be truly to push the body to the limits. Over the past 15 years, he's helped thousands of people get back their functionality, which is really important. As you get older, it's really important to have functionality. And he's super dad with 4 beautiful children and a lovely wife, Jen. So that being said, Dr. Adams, great to have you aboard.
Thank you. 150 kilos.
100, wow, okay. So for those who don't know what 150 kilos is, 1 kilo is 2.2 pounds. So if you're a CrossFitter, if you're an Olympic lifter like me, that's like 340, 330 pounds.
Yeah.
Wow, that's absolutely amazing. So he not only talks the talk, he walks the walk. And I love working with people who actually get out there and use their bodies for vehicles to do amazing things. Dr. Adam, it's a pleasure to have you. I'm going to turn it over to you. If you wouldn't mind sharing a little bit about your video, why you created that video, maybe why you signed up with Be Epic as a brand partner, and maybe a little bit about our products. We'd love to hear from you.
Yeah, thank you for the, when I set that bio, I was like, just pick a couple things from it. You don't need to read the whole thing, but you know, first and foremost, honestly, the main reason why I actually joined, I mean, number one, the product. I mean, there is product that I have to look at. I mean, being in the health and wellness industry for over 15 years, I mean, I've wanted to be a doctor since I was in 3rd grade. So that's been like my passion. That's been, you know, my mission. And it's always been about helping people to live their best life, ultimately. I mean, the way I phrase it is I want to help people live a legacy, not leave one behind. And so, you know, when I was introduced to this, again, kind of like you, I just started looking at the products, and, you know, I knew that so many of the products, the supplements, the herbs, everything that's in there, the minerals, all these things were very, very good individually. But when I started to look at how they were combined and really that synergistic effect that they had, this was even before I tried the product. I'm like, there has to be something to this. It was, I mean, I hadn't even gone on, quite honestly, to the Facebook page and looked through anything, because to me, before I look at any testimonies, before I look at, I want to see, you know, what is it that I'm getting into. But even more than that, what it was the leadership, the guys that brought me on. I mean, Mike Beal, Brian Rhodes, those guys. Number one, I just had trust in them, and I think that was one of the biggest things for me is when you have trust in the leadership above you, you know that what you're going into is going to be something big, and that when you have the right team, you know that you're not also going in it alone. Because trust me, I can talk product all day long. I can talk about all the fun stuff within that. I can get all geeky, but I created the video very specifically because I wanted to create something that was relatable to people when I made that video, not trying to get too much into the science, but help people to understand that within these products, which I think are phenomenal. When I opened them up, I loved the packaging when it came into my house because it really didn't look, I was like, what is this? You know, it didn't look like this super fancy box or anything. But when I opened these things up and I looked at them, I was like, all right, I've got two things here. I've got one thing here. I started looking again at the product, what they do. And there's just this massive connection between, you know, the gut and the brain and the adrenal glands and the adaptogens, the nootropics. This product wasn't just for people who wanted to lose weight. This was for people that are dealing with anxiety. This is for people that are dealing with chronic stress, which, I mean, yeah, everybody nod right now. Yes. Who is dealing with stress? We all are. And the products, the way that they're designed is to help us to combat that, because stress isn't going to go away. And if we can have something that gives us something to ease that stress so that we can function at a higher level and help more people, then that's something that I'm going to promote. And that's something I'm going to share. And so I created that video hoping to be able to inspire people that we don't have to know all the science behind it. If we understand just the bits and pieces, they can take that information and they can share that very easily. And so that's why I wanted to create that video, for people to be able to be plugged in, to understand, not be too scientific, but to be able to pull away, hey, you know, I know a friend that has adrenal issues. I know a friend that has anxiety issues. I know a friend that, you know, has gut or even neurological, because the adaptogen blends and the nootropic blends in this are not just about helping you to have better focus or have better mental clarity. What's in here actually helps you to even have the preventative side of going down that cognitive decline, like Alzheimer's and dementia. I'm not making any claims, just throwing that out there. I'm just telling you what the science and the research behind these products actually shows. And it's incredible, because it's not just about getting to that next level. It's about preventing the degeneration or the decay of our body and our mind and our gut. And so having a product that does that, I can stand behind that all day long. So.
Well, Dr. Adam's joining us, Dr. Adam Bonder from Kansas City, our guest tonight. You know, when I took a look at the pills, the green pills, you know, my thought was, I mean, how much can you put in this thing to really give it the effect that it is? Because I'm used to getting tons of, you know, like more voluminous product, you know, something heavier and bigger. So when I took it out and I looked at the weight of it, I thought, well, this doesn't weigh very much. How come this is so potent? What is it about this size that makes it so potent?
Yeah, honestly, this is what I love about the technology that we have today, is that we always think bigger is better. You know, if you're in Texas, I'll just let you stick with that. All good, bigger's better. But the truth is that when we can create the proper bioavailability of the phytonutrients and what's in there, and then when it's in the right combination, I mean, that's what I loved about this. When I started looking at it, I mean, I've already had people ask me, well, how much caffeine is in there? How much, you know, niacin is there? The truth is, it quite honestly doesn't really matter how much caffeine is in there. There's not a lot of caffeine, but what it is, it's that it's so compact. All of these different vital nutrients that are in here, you know, the nootropics, the adaptogens, they work so synergistically well that you don't need a lot of it, because again, it's kind of like, you know, you've got one horse that can pull 2,000 pounds. You have two horses. How much does it pull? Not 4,000, it pulls 6,000. You know, it's when we can combine these products, you don't need a lot. And because of that, it has a powerful effect within the body.
I love what you said about bioavailability. I noticed there's black pepper in there.
Yeah.
For bioavailability. There's a quote I heard long ago, Dr. Adam. I'm sure you're familiar with it. It says, "You are what you absorb." And if we can absorb the nutrients, then we can actually benefit from it, which probably explains why these are so potent.
Yeah, and with that, what I would say is, and I think for anybody that's talking about the products, I mean, you can relate them over to me. I'll talk to them, but I think that's where you have to begin to look at this right here, because we talk about the absorption. Where do we absorb everything? We absorb it in our gut. And, you know, if some people start taking this Elevate and they say, well, I'm not feeling that effect that I thought I would, then I would say, get them on this, because it's going to help to gently cleanse that gut, and you're going to absorb even more of what that pill actually has to be able to give you. So you may not even be feeling the full effect. And trust me, I feel the effect. I would love to feel more. Why not? We all want that. So
can you talk a little bit about serotonin receptors in the gut and how
yeah.
that might cross over with the nootropics?
Yeah, so serotonin receptors, I mean, most people think when people are taking like antidepressants or things like that, it's actually affecting the brain primarily. But what a lot of people don't realize is that the serotonin, actually, not just the receptors, but where it's released, serotonin and dopamine, anywhere between 50 to 80% of that is actually released from the gut. They call the gut the second brain of the body. So if there's not that connection, that's why I talk about the brain, the gut, the adrenals. We have these neuroreceptors that are being released from all three of those areas that have to be able to work together synergistically. And if they're not, then there's that disconnect. And that's why we get adrenal fatigue. That's why we get these other chronic issues that aren't allowing us to go. I mean, how many of us hit that 2 o'clock hour? Trust me, I'm all about naps too. I'm with you on that. In fact, there's tremendous research that is very beneficial for you. And now a nap is like, 10 to 30 minutes, not 3 hours, guys, just throwing that one out there. But when we can allow those receptors to be able to open up and reconnect, that's when we start to feel the huge benefits of this. And again, the nootropics within this product, they allow that to happen, both products. I keep holding one or the other. I might as well just hold them all up because that's the thing. It's not just the synergistic effect in this and this, it's the synergistic effect of all of it together that really creates that powerful, powerful effect within the body.
And speaking of which, I've understood through absorption that sometimes taking too many supplements at once, your body may not absorb the supplements as well. I know with lifting, so I'll do like creatine and beta alanine, and I'll stack it, but I'll be very careful when I take it. Here we have the green pill in the morning, really simple. The purple pill right around mealtime or right before mealtime for me, and the white pill an hour before you go to sleep. I mean, from a simplicity standpoint, those three pills working together to create a complete system for the body. And you talked about the importance of a system and getting in habits. So actually, could you talk maybe a little bit about maybe how people should get in habits of taking these every single day together?
Yeah. I'd love the same. In fact, I just put a post out I think it's going out tomorrow, where it's, first we form our habits, then our habits form us. Mm-hmm. I'll tell you, when I was doing bodybuilding, when I was doing my Olympic weightlifting, I always saw the greatest results when I created a very specific habit and a very specific pattern every single day, even to the point that I was eating the exact same foods, at the exact same time, because we do get so caught up. Our body also loves rhythm. It loves pattern. And so knowing that we're taking this pill, the green first in the morning, we're taking, the purple right before or even right after dinner, and then taking, the sleep about an hour beforehand, I think it is vital. In fact, I was just on the phone with my sister, and she's like, I'm taking this green pill, and she's like, I've got more energy than I've had in my life, but now I'm not going to sleep. She's like, what do I do? And I go, well, what time are you taking it? She's like, well, I'm starting it at 7 a.m. I'm like, okay, that's good. But she's still having energy towards the end of the day. And I go, well, when are you taking your purple and your white? She goes, I just take them together right before dinner. I'm like, okay, well, when's your dinner? She goes, around 8. And I go, what time do you go to bed? She goes, 8:30. I'm like, oh, well, you need to back things up a little bit to be able to get that proper effect. And so, I think that patterns and rhythms are vitally important. And, trying to set, if people are saying that they're not falling asleep or they have too much energy going to sleep, it's really simple, small steps that people can take where, take it an hour before that, take it a half hour before that, but try to create that rhythm, and that's going to give you the greatest results, because ultimately that is what we want. We all want to have the greatest results, not for ourselves, but even for those around us.
Thank you, Doctor. I'm so glad you brought up that sleep issue. I for myself, I was having trouble. Some nights I was sleeping really well. Some nights I was like thinking, is this working? Is this working? I'm laying up all night thinking, is it working? But I've had to learn to breathe and to relax. Yeah. And let the product do its job and take it at the right time, get my body into that rhythm. So again, thank you for joining us tonight. I know a lot of people on this call are looking forward to hearing from you much more often on anything that you can share. And I'm going to tell you, my clean and jerk's like 104 kilos. So you got me, man. Guys, that's a lot of weight, okay? So congrats on that. And again, thanks so much for joining this evening. We look forward to having you again.
Absolutely. Thank you.
My next guest tonight, somewhat of a local legend, or even actually bigger than a local legend in our industry. 10 years online sales and network marketing. I've heard his name probably about 2 or 3 years ago from some guys that I was working with that I knew. I spoke very highly of him. He describes himself as a small town country boy. Now, when I hear that, I know he's just being modest, right? Small town country boy, but I love the humility. He's got 2 kids, Dylan and Mila. He helped start a company a couple of years ago, went to the very top, building it over a 200K plus income, then resigned 6 months ago, and now he's here with us today. So it's my pleasure, my absolute pleasure, to welcome onto the call Michael Beal. Michael, are you there, buddy?
I'm here. Now I'm probably all blushing now. So I'm here. Hopefully you can hear me okay.
Michael, we can hear you just great. Thanks so much for joining tonight. I was so excited when I heard that you came on board, and what you built to do to help, push the story out of Be Epic, to help 80% of the people who've done home-based businesses, who've never made money. I know that's really important to you, but if you don't mind, maybe just elaborate on why you came in. What was it about Be Epic? Because I know what leaders go through. We get pitched all the time, right? And often it's, hey, I got something, it's revolutionary. And you're like, nah, it actually isn't really revolutionary. But we hear that all the time. So maybe you can talk about 3 of the, or 4 of the most unique things about Be Epic, why you signed up, and maybe about your experience so far.
Simple. Next guest. No, it's gosh, guys. I've cut my teeth in this industry back in 2009. I was a safety coordinator for an oil company, and I wanted to be home with my family. And because when you're in the oil field or any kind of construction, you're away from your family. I was literally away from my family, 9-10 months out of the month. And when my son Dylan was born, I literally missed, from his first 3 years or so, 4 years, I literally listened to him kind of change on the phone. And I'm like, man, he learned these new words and all that stuff. And it really set bad with me that I wasn't there. I knew I was providing for him. So what I wanted to do was really, guys, find out what these people were doing to be home, and to make some income to provide for their family. What I did, I just followed a few guys online at the time, Mike Dillard, Frank Kern, a few others, and I just really became a sponge. I just really just wanted to understand what they were doing, and I don't want to reinvent the wheel. I just wanted to do exactly what they were doing, so I could spend time with my family. And fast forward, I had a lot of failures, and you have to have those so you learn what not to do, and those are the greatest lessons that you could ever have. And I had some good successes, and then 2015, I found myself in California in a meeting when we launched the previous company that I was a part of and went to the top. It dealt with the ketone technology and all that stuff, and we were able to bring that to market. And I literally sit there and watched a ripple effect of what we did. Educating the market on the product, it wasn't so much about the business at the time. We just educated the market on what it was, and it grew. And I went to the top of the plan, made a lot of money. But then a year and a half ago, I found myself very unhappy, very unmotivated. And even though I was making a ton of money, I was unhappy. I was making a lot of money, but that was on the backs of other people that weren't. And it just didn't sit really good with me. A lot of things happened, and 6 months ago, I resigned from a 7-figure income. And you guys probably think, oh gosh, that's dumb, which I kind of second guess it sometimes, but no, I was going to take a break for a while. And I was literally, like everybody else, probably get hit on Be Epic quite a bit. And I kept hearing this. I kept hearing it. And then I'll be very transparent and honest. When I saw it, I thought it was a joke. Honestly, it's just another one of those network marketing companies that some CEO has some formula, throw some crappy product together and put some kind of marketing spin around it so they can make money, right? And just be in and out in a flash and then start something new. But I started digging in because some people that I saw that were in it made me kind of take a step back and say, whoa, let me see what this is about. So I started looking at some of the success that people were having, and I was like, okay, before I put my name behind this and my reputation, I want to make sure that the product is reputable. Because with any business, guys, you have to have a product that does what they say it does, and people are going to have a result. Because if you don't have a good product, you don't have a business. Or if it is a business, it's very short-lived, okay? And my good friend Adam, before I go any further, so can I get a poll here? Who thinks my friend Dr. Adam looks like Jason Statham? Do you guys know who he is, the transporter, right? I always say, oh, my friend Jason Statham, I mean Bruce Willis, I mean Dr. Adam. But anyway, I ran the, sorry to embarrass you there, but I ran the product by a couple of my friends. They were doctors, Dr. Jason in Florida and Dr. Adam. So I wholeheartedly respect their opinion and their expertise, and he loved it and everything. And he gave me his feedback and the thumbs up and everything. And I was like, okay, the product is there. All right. It is what they say it is. And I'm like, okay, is this going to be at a price point where the 80%ers that pretty much make up any business, guys? I'm done trying to focus with some big marketers, these big gurus or whatever. Like I want to focus my time helping people make an extra $500 to $1,000 that can literally change their life. And I was like, is this affordable for them, especially living in these times right now? They're super, with the virus and the pandemic and being quarantined, and no one's able to work, and they're uncertain of the future and if they are able to provide for their family, right? So it's like, what's the price point of this? And when I heard it was $89, there was no big packages, no big box or some kind of things you have to buy just so you can stockpile some product and turn around and try to sell it just so you can get a certain rank in the company. It was very affordable, and that checked off for me. And I'm like, wow, okay, the product's amazing. The price point's phenomenal. Anybody can afford that, and it's not going to really hurt them financially, so it's an easy entry. And I was like, okay, what are people doing to get the success? And what we're doing is just getting third-party validation, getting them into the group so they see other people having success and say, don't take my word for it. Just, see our community. All right. Because people want to belong just as much as they want a business. All right. Especially now where us being quarantined, probably going stir crazy. It's fun kind of getting on these Zooms. Right. But people truly want to belong just as much as being part of a business. But when you have a group like that and you see the testimonies, you see, everyone collaborating together, sharing their stories, and you become a fine-tuned community, more like, compassion, love, family. And when I saw what they were doing, that it was super, super simple. I'm like, gosh, this is a no-brainer. Like, this is a no-brainer. The people having the success, the price point, and, the testimonies both on the product and the business. So I couldn't deny it anymore. And I knew that this is where I wanted to plant my flag. And it's just, I don't know what it was, Kyrie. It's just my gut was just telling me I have to go here because, like you said, I was getting pitched like crazy. My buddy Brian Rose on here, he sees my cabinets down there. All these companies sending me these products after products, wanting me to pay to go over there, like all this stuff. And it just didn't feel right. And, if I wanted to market something to make money and get paid, I would have stayed where I was. Right. So that were just a little bit of the reasons why I chose Be Epic and everything. Too many of the stars were aligned for me to say no.
I love it, Mike. And, there's a saying, we end up where we end up, right? It just is kind of like, it's a people business and you just kind of go where you go. And when you get there, you realize I'm probably at the right place. And to have that validation that you talked about, knowing that you're offering products that people can afford, especially in today's economy, knowing that your products work, knowing that you can bring them into a system where they're going to probably succeed. And like yourself, we've all built, and you look down and you just hope people make money down there. And after a while, it's not fun. It just isn't fun. So I would love that you shared your compassion and being in an industry where you want people to succeed. And that is one of the true signs of leadership. So how's it been going since you came in? I know how it's been going for you because I can kind of see, right? Tell us how it's going. And you can be modest if you want to, but I'm going to tell you guys, this guy is rocking it. I saw his list of people who are joining, and I could see those little text messages coming in. He's had some amazing success. You talk about simple. Maybe just kind of share how it's been going for you.
Uh, I mean, my story might not be the typical story to use just because I have a decent following and I've built up a lot of years in this industry, made a lot of connections and everything like that. But I can just say this: it's the fastest growing business that I've been a part of, and seeing other people actually duplicate if they just take action and just share it with people, because it is simple, guys. And I see a lot of people that if you want to get to success, you're just going to have to take a little bit of action. And the most important thing in that, guy, is be consistent. You're going to have your bad days. You're going to have those days that you just don't want to do anything. There's going to be some people that's just going to flat out just kill your confidence, right? They are. I mean, some days you just have those days, and just don't let them affect you, okay? Because it's not them saying no to you. It's just where they're at in their life and their mindset and everything like that. The key is being consistent, using the tools that we have that James is going to go over, and just know by being consistent, you can win this race. And that's the key with anything. You got to put a little bit of work in and consistency in everything that you do. All right. So I learned that a little bit of that from Ron when he was here. I didn't want to go work out a few times, but it was good to have see the Beast Fit guy down here in the bottom. Wave, Ron. Can you see? Maybe he's not on your first page here, but anyway, it's having that consistency and doing the work. All right.
Mike, can I ask you one last question? So, when you're on the phone with leaders and they're like, Mike, what are you doing? And, you've recruited for different companies, right? You've had a lot of opportunities. I know that many of the leaders on our call tonight, they've been in the same position of talking to other big leaders. But I got to tell you, isn't it kind of fun? I mean, we've solved a lot of problems here. We're telling people good news. We're not like trying to go, well, we got this and this, but, and here's how we talk about it. But, I know, but this is really good, or the compound's really not that great, but look, the product's good, or we got global access, we're able to ship. We're really sharing something that's really complete. And I don't know about you, but I'm having fun. I mean, I feel like I'm giving leaders good news like they've been waiting for like last 30 years. What do you think?
Oh my gosh, when you have something like this, seeing the success in everybody, it's you cannot not have fun, because it just does something for you, right? Because you're truly seeing, people succeed that desperately need that. And if it wasn't for you, they wouldn't be here, right? And that's the ultimate fulfillment for me. Like, I could do anything and have success, but that doesn't bring any fulfillment. That doesn't do anything. Just if you do something for yourself, you feel good. But if you can help another human being, times that by 100. That's what I see here. And when I'm talking to some of these leaders, they're asking, Mike, why would you go over to Be Epic? Because they had the same mentality and the same vision I did, like looking from the outside and not digging into it because of their ego or whatever it is that's holding them back because they have so-called success in the industry. But some of them called me back and I told them exactly what I told you guys on here, right? I was like, the price point, the product, the simplicity of the business, simplicity of the products, right? It's like, we don't have a grand, selection of products. It's simple. And like a lot of these companies, you have a crap load of products, and that just confuses a lot of people. Do I pitch this? Do I pitch this? Do I go with this? Do I go with that? And confused buying does nothing, right? So it was all those factors. And when I kind of break it down from them, why I did that, and it opens it up, in a different mindset for them. And then kind of explain a little bit about how the plan works as well in the comp plan with the 50% customer acquisition, and the fast starts, the match and all that stuff. But it was all those. But I truly, I think it's the time we live in now. People are smarter. They know what to look out for, and and people understand the gig economy now, and it's just being a part of something that's affordable and people can join and give them a super simple system to plug into.
Thanks, Mike. Our guest speaker and core member of our team, Mike Beal, I want to thank you for joining us this evening and for sharing that amazing information. I want to talk really briefly about our core products. Okay, Elevate is a core product. Accelerate, the purple and the white pills, that's a core product. And our fourth core product that not a lot of you know about is Hydrate. And if you've heard about this product, I want to let you know that the supplier did not send it out in time in February. And the C virus got shut down with the tracking and, the shipping lanes got shut down for this. We hope to have it available soon, but it's a wonderful product. what BEpic plans to do, just so you guys know, I hear questions about new products. These are our core products, but BEpic will look at niche products for the future. Special niche products that fulfill niches. We look for high-performing products at great prices that people actually want and can use, where we don't have to educate with tons of science, because that slows down the sales process. So again, Mike Beal, thank you for that. My next guest tonight is no stranger. He actually introduced me on the call this evening, James Lanehart. When I asked James for his bio, typical of James, he said, I'm from Conroe, Texas, dog trainer and entrepreneur. I love it, man. You know what I love about that? We have a guy with a simple bio helping us develop all of our tools. He's very, very talented. He's one of the guys I would consider, you got left brain people and you got right brain people. And sometimes you get one that's both left and right brained. And when you get that, I don't know about you, but these guys are like gold. So that being said, I want to bring on or reintroduce James Lanehart. And James, thank you so much for your hard work. I know you put together the Facebook pages, epicleverage.com. These are things that you're going to talk about and how they work together. Take it away, James.
Yeah, so I don't know if I'm left brain, right brain, or no brain most of the time, or I don't know what's going on half the time, because I'm definitely not I like science stuff, but I don't have any clue what Dr. Adam was talking about. No clue whatsoever. All I know is I've tried every product under the sun. You name the product, I have tried it. And I know that this one works the best for me. And that's all I really know. And so all I do is I add people to a group, I tag them in a post, and I message them. And that's all I do over and over and over again. And there's really nothing else that I do. When somebody goes, well, how does the product work? Or how does this work? I go, it's over here, it's over here. And a long, long time ago, I've been, like you said, an entrepreneur and dog trainer. And somebody in my past taught me that leverage is the key to success. And that's why when we talked about Epic and we were like, hey, what should we name our team or our group? Epic Leverage kind of came to mind, because that's really what I think this is all about, is that creating that leverage for people. And how do you do that? If you remember those teeter-totters that we had when we were in school, right? I visualize in my head, because I'm very visual in terms of systems and processes. And when you think of that teeter-totter, on one side, you kind of have, on my teeter-totter, you have time. And time is one of those things we all want more of. So we want the teeter-totter to go up, so we have more time all the time. But the thing is, how do you do that? Well, you have to get out of the way. You can't be the messenger, or you have to be the messenger, not the message. And the thing that you have to put on the other side is you have to put tools and your team. So if anybody's ever asking you a question, where's this? How do I do that? The answer should always be, it's here's the tool, or pointing to the team. The team could be this webinar. It could be another Zoom. It could be a video recording that was done of an interview, whatever it is. But you're always pointing somewhere, because you have to get out of the way, because no one can be a Michael Beal. No one can be Cowrie. No one can be Dr. Adam. No one can be James Lanehart. And you want to go, I want somebody to, if somebody doesn't look at you and go, well, I can do that, then you're in a lot of trouble. And you have to go, wait a minute, what do I have to do in order to point to the tools and the team? Because the more I point to the tools and the team, if you think of that lever, the more I point to the tools and team and the more weight I put on this side, the more time I have on that side. And that's what this is all about. It's like, how do I get more time? And so the more you point and the more tools you have and the more systems and processes that you can point to, the more your time freedom goes up. Because why are we all in network marketing? Like, why choose this? We could go drive Lyft, we could do DoorDash. I mean, you could, right now you got to wear masks for all that. So it's not really good right now, but all those gig economy things, they're out there. Why not just go do that? Why not go make a couple extra $100 that way? Because they don't have leverage. Lyft drivers can't get other Lyft drivers. DoorDashers can't get other DoorDashers. Rover dog walkers can't get more Rover dog walkers. And that's what this is about. So you're going to go, okay, how am I going to do that? Because I can't duplicate me. So the only thing I can duplicate are systems, tools, and the team, the community that we create. And that's what we created the tools for. And when you think of how it's all put together and why we did this is, we didn't invent this. We didn't come up with like, hey guys, if we do it this way, maybe it'll work. People in this company have already done what we're doing. The only difference the way that I look at this is the people that went before us. If you think of, back in the day when everyone was coming out west to the gold rush and all the roads were dirt roads and it was like half the people would die on the way and like malaria and all this stuff was out there. That's how I see Be Epic over the last couple months. and it's been amazing because, they're able to do like 2.5 million, 3 million a month in volume. Now what we get to do, we get to go pave the road. So we don't have to reinvent it. We don't have to do anything because our teams, Mike Beal, our team, all these different things, we're growing at 5x of that team that's already doing 2.5 million a month in 3 months. What are we going to do in 3 months? At least double, right? 5 million? How about triple? 10, 20, $30 million in volume in the next, I think 6 months. I think that's a real thing and it has nothing to do with Michael Beal, Dr. Adam, Carrie Thompson, James Lenhart, Denise, Doug, whoever's on this. It has nothing to do with us. It has to do with the tools and the team that we're able to create that people can come in here and go, oh, wait a minute. All I have to do is put all this stuff on this side and I get more freedom. I can do that. I'm in. I don't have to be Dr. Adam. I can just point to Dr. Adam's video in the group. I don't have to be Michael Beal. I can just point to Michael Beal's video about this or whatever it is. And so that's what we're focused on as a team is how do we make the tools better? How do we make the team culture better? Because with that, that's going to create leverage so people come in and go, wait a minute. All I have to do is put everything on this side and my time freedom will go up on the other side. And that's all we do. All we do is point people to the tools and the team to create more time. And always focus on being the messenger and not the message. If you ever feel like you're going into that role of being the answerer, you have now become the tool. So don't become the tool, point to the tool, and your time freedom will go up. So we could show you all the tools. We could show you the groups. We could show you all that stuff. I hope you're in it. I hope you're in our group number 1 and our group number 2. Group number 1 is for everybody. Everyone starts with number 1. And then number 1 is really about customer testimonials. I would say if you want like what do I do daily to move my business forward, it's add 10 people to that group, the Best Life group, and post once in the page every day, every single day. Not when you lose 10 pounds, when you have this, huge goal set, post your progress. Because again, the reason that we did these groups and how we're doing them is we're just copying what was done over there. And why that group has moved so fast. Yeah, there are big success stories, but most of them are like, hey, I lost 2 pounds last night. Oh, hey, I had more energy to be with my kids today. Oh, hey, I came home from work. I was able to go for a walk. Those are the stories that people see in that group and go, well, I think I could lose a couple pounds overnight. I'm pretty sure I could sleep tonight and wake up tomorrow and lose weight. So
James, let me interject right there, and I love what you're saying. So maybe let's make this a goal for the team. Excuse me. So it's a Facebook page, right? Be Your Best Self. Many of you are familiar with it. Dr. Adam's new video is up there as well. Let's all go in the next 24 hours. Okay, let's all commit to go in and post something about a product experience. It doesn't have to be earth-shattering, but one of the reasons why people are growing so quickly, why teams are growing, is because people participate. I also want to ask everyone to like the comments that you see. Put a like on it. Say, great comment. Thanks for sharing. If we start doing this in developing community, we're going to grow much faster. The thing I love about this page, it's a community page. This is what we call social proof, right? So we can talk about our product experiences. Our friends know us. They've known us for a long time. Send them onto this page, add them, tag them. And what you end up doing is they come on here and they see tons of other testimonials, which really gives credence to the company, to the product line, and it does a lot of the heavy lifting for you.
Yeah, and it's really about your journey. Like it can be little tiny stuff. So that's, if you want like a daily method of operation, add 10 people to this group and post once. After a week of doing that, I mean, you'll have added at least 70 to 100 people to the group, and you'll have at least 5 to 7 posts in there, because as you add people to the group, I'll tell you this is a Facebook hack. As you add people to the group, the posts they're going to see the most are yours, not other people. Because if Dr. Adam adds people to this group, I'm not friends with Dr. Adam's people. But if Dr. Adam posts in this group, all of a sudden his people will see this. So this is a way to market without putting this stuff on your public page. and own this group. This group is yours. It's not my group. It's not Cowie's group. It's not Mike's group. It's not anybody's group. This group is yours. Treat it like this is your Facebook wall. And this is where you get to market. So market inside this group is just going to grow. I mean, this is day 9, and we're at 900. No, this is the end of day 9. So we're at 930 members in 9 days. We're be at 1,000 by the end of tonight. If everyone on this Zoom right now went and just invited 10 people and posted once in the next 24 hours, we'll get over 1,000 very easily, and then it'll just be a geometric. So I guess that's all I really wanted to share, was really just kind of keeping it simple, making sure when people get into these groups that you tag them in the pinned post, because we just put Dr. Adam's video, like Howard said, we put it in the pinned post, so you don't have to go, when you add people to these groups, you don't need to go tag them in like 19 posts. All you need to do is tag them in one post. And in that post, we've got Dr. Adam's video. We've got another video here. And we've got some information that people can read through. We've got, how to take it, how to use it, 1 pill in the morning, 1 pill after dinner, and then 1 pill before bed. How do we get started? How can I get free products? Little insight on business there. And that's it. So you only have to tag them once. Use tagging as a follow-up also. So if I added Dr. Adam to the group, I tagged him in that post. A day or two later, I'm not going to go back and be like, hey, Dr. Adam, did you see the video I posted yet? All I'm going to do is I'm going to tag Dr. Adam in something else. I'm going to tag him in a different video. I'm going to tag him in a different post and bring him into the group. Use the group to be the message, not you. Make the group about that. So I think that's enough of me sharing all this stuff. But keep it simple, have fun, and make it magical. It should be fun.
I love it. It is fun. James, thanks so much for your hard work. We'll be doing these Zooms periodically. We're going to get together and come up with our next one. Missing, obviously, from our Zoom tonight are some of the powerful women that have joined our team in the last 2 weeks. We're going to really work on not having a lineup of just guys. Because let's face it, women are the powerhouse behind what we do. I've been privileged to meet some of our new women powerhouses that have come on board. And I'm really looking forward to hearing from them in the very near future. With that being said, James, I'm going to turn it over to you to close out. I want to thank everyone for joining us tonight. Guys, you're in the right place at the right time. You've been told that a lot. You really, really are. Why? Because this is this is the fastest build that I've ever seen in my 23 years. And I'll tell you, a lot of companies that I was an executive in, I would never have gone into the field, because I see how decisions are made behind the scenes. I know where the hearts of the investors are, where the hearts of the owners are, and I've seen it all. I mean, I came here because I want to provide an epic lifestyle for my family. I want to provide an epic lifestyle for people coming on to build a business. And what probably is the greatest time of need in the history of mankind, we've never had all the technology, yet the capacity to fulfill people's dreams through simple systems that work. So with that being said, Mike, James, I'll turn it back to you. I want to thank our guests for joining us tonight. Thanks for having us. We look forward to seeing you down the road.
Awesome, guys. Well, thank you so much for joining us. And I just want to close out with one little thought or insight about Be Epic in general, because the thing about it is when you look at Be Epic, started in 2016, went over to Russia, back in the US now, and you look at it, you go, this company's started in 2016, and we see people in the back office and people asking questions about ordering and all these different things. And the thing about it is that we have a very, very unique opportunity, because I know there's a few people on this call tonight that have been a part of startup companies. I was a part of a startup company that had a lot of success and was gone in 3 years. And the thing about that is because we didn't know how the product was going to turn out. The compensation plan was changed about 19 times. I lost track after 5. And so with what we have here at Be Epic, the 2 variables that you don't know how are going to turn out have already been vetted over the last 2 years. And that's the compensation plan and the product. So we don't have to worry about those things that usually you have to, you have really worrisome things and nightmares about doing a startup. So we don't have to worry about that. The only thing we have to do is focus on the technology, the community, the tools, and the team. Everything we just talked about tonight, that's our focus. Is the back office perfect? No. Is the website perfect? No. Nothing is perfect. But the thing about it is the things that we need to be perfect, the things that we need, to actually get paid, to be able to, we had people that are joining for free, referring a few friends, getting paid. and never taking a penny out of their pocket. I've never seen that at any direct sales company, and I've seen a lot of them. And so you really have to focus and go, okay, this is a startup opportunity with a 4-year-old company. So you're going to see the curve, the excitement, all that stuff that happens with a startup, but the stability of an established company. So I just want to kind of preface that, because I talked to a few people today that were looking at Be Epic, and they're like, you know, why is it like this? Why is it like this? I'm like, this is an opportunity. And again, this might not be for everybody. This time in the history of this company might not be for everybody. So if somebody goes, you know, I want a website that works perfectly. I want this to all work perfectly. It might not be for them. Maybe in 6 months, maybe in a year, maybe in 2 years, but they're not going to be able to take advantage of that nice little curve that we're all going to see over the next 6, 12 months, even 24 months, I think, too. So with that, guys, thank you so much for joining us. We will make sure to keep you updated on when we do the next one of these, and we will definitely have some women power on here. I definitely almost want to hand it all over next week and make it all women, because I didn't realize we didn't have any highlighted on this, so I do apologize for that. So thank you guys and ladies for jumping on tonight, and we'll see you on the next one. Make it be epic, and we'll talk to you soon.